a civil society group, ASEPA, has petitioned the President Akufo-Addo, for the removal of EC boss Jean Mensa for violating Article 286 of the Asset Declaration Law. Executive Director of the group, Mensa Thompson, joins us via Zoom. Thanks for your time. Now, one would argue that this is only a means to get back at the EC boss because she failed to heed to, concerns expressed by many to halt the compilation of the register. All right, so Mensa Thompson is on the line with me via Zoom. I'm sure there are some technical hitches. We'll get to him right away. But as we indicated, ASEPA, which is a civil society group, has petitioned the president to remove EC boss Jean Mensa because, as they indicate, she did not. She violated Article 286 of the Asset Declaration Law. And in their petition, what they say is that on December 12, 2019, the undersigned, that is Mensa Thompson, who is Executive Director of ASEPA, filed a complaint with the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ, against the respondent for failing to comply with the provisions of Article 286. It says that the findings of SHRAJ was that after their preliminary investigations, it became a matter of fact that indeed, as at the time the petitioner filed a complaint with SHRAJ, the respondent had indeed not complied with Article 286. It is the contention of the petitioner that 18 months after the assumption of office, the respondent failed to comply with the constitutional provisions of Article 286 and only rushed to do same after it was brought to her knowledge that a petition has been brought against her. It continues and says the undersigned petitioner is invoking the provisions of Article 146 to begin impeachment proceedings against the respondent. And the petitioner, Mensa Thompson, who is Executive Director of ASEPA, joins us on the line again. Many thanks for your time, Mr. Thompson. As I was saying, one would argue that this is only a means to get back at the EC boss because she failed to heed to concerns expressed by many to halt the compilation of the register.
No, of course not. First of all, a very good afternoon to your cherished viewers. Of course not. This is not to get at the EC chairperson. This is procedural. I mean, the EC chairperson is a lawyer, and she's supposed to know that per the law, as Article 71 office holder, she's supposed to declare her assets and liabilities with the Auditor General within 3 months before the assumption of office. And that is why we did not just allege, we took a step further and went to SHRAJ for SHRAJ to investigate the matter. Today, SHRAJ has come with their report and they are saying that, yes, indeed, our allegations were right. As at the time, on the 12th of December, when we filed our petition with SHRAJ, the EC chairperson was in violation of Article 286 by 18 months. Clearly, that is a breach of the Constitution. And so once there is a breach of the Constitution by an Article 71 office holder or the commissioner of the Electoral Commission who is also, equal to a superior court judge, the law says that Article 146 must be invoked immediately to commence impeachment proceedings against her. And that is exactly what we've done. Yes.
In your petition, you say that the respondent failed to comply with the constitutional provisions of Article 286 and only rushed to do same after it was brought to her knowledge that a petition has been brought against her, which goes to show that she has actually, declared her assets. So doesn't that make nonsense of this petition you filed to the president?
Of course not. Again, you must read Article 286 again. Article 286 puts timelines on asset declaration. It doesn't say that you should wait and sit down till somebody files a petition before you rush to go and declare. No, Article 286 3 months before the assumption of office, and it must be done within every 4-year tenure. Every 4 years tenure, 3 months before assumption of office, and it must be done every 4-year tenure. I'm sure there's a reason why the framers of the Constitution said you must declare before you assume office, or or immediately after you assume office. And that is because this is asset declaration. Before you assume office, we must know what your assets and liabilities are, so that in future when you are leaving office, we can hold you to strict accounts on how much you've served, and whether you served for the people or you served for yourself, and whether you've acquired properties and assets illegally in the course of your duty. And this asset declaration issue breaks into sharp focus the issue about the compilation of a new voters register, where over $18 million of Ghanaian taxpayers' money is going to be wasted on an expenditure. And you could see, and we know, if you look at the budget the Electoral Commission presented, a huge chunk of these monies are going to go into the pockets of.
All right, so that is Mensa Thompson. He's executive director of ASEPA, and ASEPA has petitioned the president to remove EC boss Jean Mensa for violating Article 286 of the Constitution, which focuses on asset declaration.